Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. Today we'll be doing dreaded leg workout day. In this video you will see me doing squats, deadlifts, leg press, leg extensions, and then at the end I do a bit of cardio. If you're a person who has a high level of disability, I would very highly suggest that you have someone there to support you, as I do in this video. If you have a low level of disability, you may be able to do this workout on your own. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. So as you can see, I begin with squats. For this particular routine, I do 4 sets of 10. Unfortunately, at the beginning of this video, I do not have a very good view of my entire body, as there's just not enough space at my gym to get good video. I believe a few minutes in, we switch camera angles, and you'll see a little bit more of my leg bending or lack thereof. I almost do, in some cases, good mornings, where you're just bending your back. That's not what we're looking for. We're trying to, as you can see there, I'm bending my legs just a little bit. My helper there is trying to stop my hip from going out quite as much as it would. So she's there to support my hip and try not to let it go as far out as it might. And as this video goes along, it gets more difficult for me to do. I go up by 20 pounds each time, I think, to the point that it gets to 80, I believe. And there, as you can see, I do a little bit of leg bend, but not as much as I should. I should have a straight back there. At the end of the exercise, my last set, I believe I do a couple of really good ones. Really good for me anyway. It's really hard for me to even get my arms back far enough to hold the bar. As you can see, I have a pad behind me because I put a lot of strain on my neck doing this. There again, see how I'm almost doing a good morning rather than a squat. I really need to focus on the bending of my legs in order to make them bend, so a lot of times there's hardly any bend, and it does put some strain on my legs, which is what I'm after. I really need to work on my leg strength, as do all people with disabilities who have leg function. It'd be easy just to say when my legs don't work very well, so I might as well just forget about them.
Here you go, come on.
Really, you should try to work your entire body so that it's just good for you to work your entire body rather than focusing on what's easy or what is what you feel you should be doing. Like, it'd be easy for me to say just work on my arms because I can do that for the most part by myself, and leg day is extremely hard for me. So, but I know it's important to work on all parts of the body. Here you can see I'm really focused in on trying to bend my legs, and I'm getting a little bit of bend there. Not as much as I might like, but there's a good bend. Still bending my back a little bit too much, but it is working. So, and I am putting a lot of resistance on my legs. So, again, I do 4 sets of 10 here, I believe. Partway through, I think it's this one, I actually dropped the weight and have to restart. Because it just gets, I think this next, can't get it back.
Push. You got it. Push, come on.
And up.
You got it.
Must be the next set that I can't get it back up. As you can see, I have a pretty good stance when I first begin. I try to get a nice leg bend in. That was a pretty good leg bend, but I still have too much bend in my back area, so. This is again why I suggest at the beginning of the video that you do have an assistant with you to help with this exercise.
Come on.
Oh, here it is. I'm about to drop it. So, I say, did you get that? Yes, you did. So, starting over this, off camera, I did a few squats without any weight, and as you can see after that, I am able to do a little bit better squats, less strain on the back, and more focus on leg bends. That's what tends to happen with me. I need to, do it a couple of times before I can engage the muscles that I want to engage, because it takes a lot of focus for me to bend my legs. So, yeah, all these ones are fairly good, especially for me. Just hard to bend those legs. So, these ones would be considered very good squats. After this set, I think we move into the deadlifts.
Push.
And as you can see, that's probably my easiest set once I get focused on using my legs more than my back. Moving into deadlifts, as you can see, because I am such a shorty, I need to have a platform to make me just a little bit higher. Otherwise, there's hardly any lift to that bar at all when I put it down to deadlift. Here for my first set, I'm doing an empty bar, just to get the feel of what I need to do. It makes it easier to do them on my body if I get a feel of what I need to do before I do them. So I think for this one I do 3 sets of 10, because this one is actually much harder than the squats for me for whatever reason. It's harder on the back, and I guess standing like that for so long without really moving the knees or anything gets really hard on my legs and feet. So and I believe I up it by 20 each time. And all you're doing, you're not lifting it very high off the ground at all. You're just kind of bending a little bit, making sure your back gets straight, trying very hard not to use your arms at all. This is all back and legs. This is probably my hardest leg workout. For this first set, I'm able to do it fairly easy, as there's only 20 pounds plus whatever the bar weighs. I don't think the bar weighs very much on a Smith machine, but it must weigh something. You're moving it up So now I'm lifting 40 pounds. Because I don't have any balance, you can see that once I start letting it go down, it kind of goes down fairly quickly. Because it's kind of pulling me down. Again, doing the 40 pounds is not too terribly difficult, but as we get to 60, it becomes extremely difficult, almost to the point that I can't really do it. As you can see, my assistant has her hand on the bar just to make sure that I don't drop it so fast that I fall over, or that I strain my back. I think at one point, once we raise the bar, we raise it to 60 here, I start having a little bit difficulty, and she kind of gives me a little helping hand for some of it. I do the first 2 or 3 on my own. Like, it's really hard to get it up. I got through more than I thought I did. At this point, it felt way harder at the gym than it does watching it, that's for sure. I used a little bit of arms there, and that's what I try not to do, but after a while it gets hard not to. I think I'm pretty much cooked here. I'm gonna do half sets, but I don't think I'll get enough fully again. Oh, there we go. Again, there's some arms, which is not the purpose of the exercise. The purpose is to use your legs to get it up. Almost got it there. Straighten that back out. Moving on. I don't even think I finished that one. Moving on to leg press. I don't know how much this leg press weighs. We did look to see how much it weighed. I have no idea, but I can tell you it weighs something, because even at the beginning it's very hard for me to do this leg press. Again, I end up doing 4 sets of 10, adding 20 pounds each time. As you can see, my assistant is actually, what she's doing is actually pulling my knee out, so because otherwise my hip would push in, and it makes it very strenuous on my hips. So she's working very hard to try to keep my legs even, and so that my hip doesn't take a lot of the strain on my legs. So if you're wondering what she's doing there, that is what she's doing. Now I'm doing 10 with 20 pounds on. As you can see, that wasn't too bad. But as it gets to be 40 pounds, it gets harder. And the extension I get becomes less and less, but still putting strain on my legs, so I'm gonna do it. I believe in the next couple sets I hold on to the chair more. That will help give you some power to push if you hold on to the bars. Not those particular bars that I'm holding right now. That's to kind of support the machine when you're setting up for your next set. So here we go. See, I'm holding the handle grips there, and that seems to help me push a lot harder. I believe I'm doing 60. I try to go up by 10 on each side each time. Normally I wear braces or splints. On leg day I don't do that because I want to be able to get the extension that so your feet are able to bend and flex. Also using my braces it's very hard when I'm trying to bend my knees. So on leg day I wear shoes that I don't need braces with. Without the braces, it also puts more emphasis on my leg muscles. So the braces work like sort of like casts. They take a lot of the strain off your muscles, and as you can see, it's getting really hard. And now, if you would have seen that, I'd be like, oh man, it's so hard. So for this leg extensions, what I'm doing to end my exercise, I do 10 sets of 10 with a 10-second pause in between. I started out with 70 pounds here, and then during my 10-second rest, I actually end up raising it to 90 because it's a little bit too easy. As time goes on, I get less extension on each rep, but again, I'm just trying to work those muscles as hard as I can, and this one is trying to make sure that I'm worn out and really going home tired. So, and in some ways I probably shouldn't have done this for this particular day, because I do go on to use the arc cracker for 15 minutes, and it was extremely hard because my legs are just done for by that point. But I think I only have 2 or 3 minutes of it in the video because I didn't think that it was necessary for you to watch my legs go round and round for 15 minutes. So, this is a really good way. This is a really good exercise routine if you're trying to lose weight, because it's more of a cardio thing. So you could go lighter and just count 10 seconds in between each rep and do 10. And again, this is just a really good way to tire yourself out at the end of a good workout. As you can see, as I get really tired, my body, after each, as I push, my body actually spazzes, and it actually ends up doing a pretty good ab workout as well. I probably could have left it at 70 and got a little bit more extension towards the end, but I really want to make sure by the end of the workout at the Y, or at the gym, that I'm really worked hard, and that I left it all out there and worked as hard as I could. So leg day is probably the hardest day. Most people will tell you that, not just people with disability, most people will tell you leg day is their hardest day. Probably because most people can lift more with their legs than they can with their arms. For people with disabilities, in many cases, I can lift a lot more with my arms at this point than I can with my legs. So I think the most I could lift on a leg press machine would be like maybe 100 pounds once or twice, maybe 120 if I'm lucky. And I can bench press 165 pounds at least 4 or 5 times. So just to let you know, my legs are much weaker than my arms, but again, it's very important to work out all the muscles in your body, if that's what you're capable of doing. It's also a good calorie burner to work muscles that are weak, because the more muscle you have, the more calories you burn, even in your sleep. So as you can see, I'm getting pretty tired. I must be at least halfway through by now. As you can see, as time goes on, there's more body movement besides my legs. My hips pop out more. Let's just have a few more times here. I think my leg popped up one more time right at the very end, so my assistant comes and helps me put it back in. I think within the next few weeks, I'll be putting up some videos on, at least one video on healthy diets. I don't really like to call them diets; they're more lifestyle choices. If you ask me, diets don't work. You need to have a lifestyle change. Because when you go on a diet and then you stop, you gain more weight. So I like to call it a lifestyle change. And, as I think I've said in videos before, I weighed, at one point in my life, I weighed 205 pounds. I now weigh between 120 and 125, depending on the day, and depending on how well my balance works with working on the scale. So here we go for about I showed this for about 2 minutes. As you can see, at the beginning I have a really hard time getting my leg around. Had I started out doing cardio, or if this was a cardio video in itself, I'd be able to really whip my legs around at the beginning, but I did about a 25, 30-minute workout before this, so I'm really tired at this point. So now my legs are starting to go around. Just having some leg issues to get them to go around, but here they've started. If you're wondering, that was my wife in the background playing some Candy Crush. So that was leg day. Again, please do not try this without assistance unless you have a low-level disability. And thank you for watching. Please feel free to leave a message below. And if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.